How's it going, everybody? Freddy here, and I made some art, I guess. I'm always a bit careful about calling anything that I make art, because I don't want to be perceived as some pretentious guy, yeah, what I do is art. But yeah, here's a beautiful piece of digital artwork that I have created. That I wanted to share with you guys, and you know, sharing an image on YouTube is kind of weird, so here's a sped up version of the process, starting off with just a quick little modeling job in SFM, which turned out like this. Perfect timing. And what I wanted to do was one of those low poly models. If you've never seen them, you can Google it, and you'll find a bunch of examples, and I think it looks really cool. It's a cool effect, and it's an easy effect to do too, but it's so time consuming. I think this took me all in all about 4 hours of work, like active work, not 4 hours in total, because I took some breaks. You can see down in the bottom right corner, you can see the clock is ticking away, and yeah, this is I think at 4000% speed, so it's sped up. Wait, what does that make it? It's sped up 40 times? Yeah, it's 40 times speed, which is kind of insane, but you know, this is all it is. It's just drawing little triangles onto the model. I'm basically just following a tutorial that I found online here. So, you know, anyone can do this. You just I can link the tutorial in the description. But if you decide to do this, I definitely recommend that you go for a little bit less detail than I did, or maybe just like not a full body shot or something. Just something that doesn't require thousands of triangles, because you can also see in the bottom right corner the layer count is ticking up at a ludicrous speed. It's at layer maybe I don't know, layer 400 or something right now. I can't really tell. I have a really small preview. And yeah, that thing counts up really fast. So, you know, it starts getting a little bit crazy pretty soon after you start doing this on something as big as this soldier right here. And it was kind of hard. I had a little bit of trouble at the beginning just figuring out where to place the triangles, but eventually you just kind of get into a flow. You start seeing triangles everywhere. You try to find, you know, folds in the clothing and natural seams between stuff, and I think it's a little bit easier to do this kind of effect on a video game character, because it's actually made up of these triangles, although they're way tinier than this, obviously. Otherwise the effect wouldn't make any difference, right? But yeah, there are some like very blocky parts that make it easier to just find where to place the triangles. And if you don't, then just wing it, you know. There's no rule. I didn't follow any rule. There's probably some rules that you should be following, but you know, whatever. Getting now to the rocket launcher on this model, that was probably what I struggled most with doing this thing, because it's got so many tiny little details, and I didn't know where to begin. You kind of see me just fiddling around at the start there, not really placing much, just making selections and then changing my mind about them. But eventually I got through it. You just gotta realize that the tiny details you can't really do much with. Just draw a big old triangle over them, and you'll be fine. And this part is right around where Photoshop just decided to give up on me. It was like, dude, calm down with the triangles. You've made 1,000 of them now, 1,000 individual layers. And it just stopped working. I was kind of expecting that with creating so many layers. But what was weird to me was how suddenly it happened. It just went fine, it was fine all the way, and then suddenly every action took like 4 minutes to process. So what you're seeing now, I have most of the layers turned off. As you can see, sort of when it's flickering, I'm turning the layer on and off to see where I've placed triangles or not. And yeah, that solved that problem. It wasn't that big of a deal. It just went really slow when I turned all the layers on to apply the stroke effect that you will see on the finished product. And this is, it's pretty much done now. It's only the horns, which were almost as big of a pain in the ass as the rocket launcher, and that's it. After this, I applied some background effects, made it a bit of a poster, And you can see the comparison here, the original, the low poly and the low poly with the stroke on the right, and this is the final poster. Holy shit, that was a bit of a... I had a bit of a problem cramming everything I want to say into this weird commentary. But thank you very much for watching, and hey, if you try to make anything similar, let me know. At me on Twitter or comment on this video and I'll check it out. Right, see ya.